Hi students, I am Dr. Anurag Agrawal and you will all be very happy to know that today I am going to take a session on one of the most popular poets in the history of English literature who is known for love, sensuousness and powerful poetry. And who is that? John Keats. अभी 31 अक्टूबर को जॉन कीट्स की बर्थडे थी स्टूडेंट्स एंड फॉर दैट मोमेंट आई वुड लाइक टू पे अ ट्रिब्यूट. I want that we should all remember John Keats, and because of this I have prepared this session live for you so that we may be bewildered, we may be having lot of things to know about John Keats. You must have heard the name love. हम सभी प्यार करते हैं, हम सभी कभी न कभी धोखा खाते हैं. So my session's topic is love and betrayal. Students, as we are all English professors, English teachers, English aspirants, English scholars who must be watching me, and those who are even not in the field of English literature, they must all be listening to this session and would love to be a part of this session. I am sure about this thing. So be with me here so that you may enjoy this story, this session and a lot of things which you might not be knowing about John Keats. My dear students and guardians, love क्या है? Love is one of the most powerful word in English language. And when two pronouns in the form of two words lie adjacent to this word, they frame the most powerful sentence of English. And what is that sentence, students? I love you, which is a very common word, and from the very beginning when a child is born, he or she listens from the parents, from the brothers and sisters, from the relatives, and afterwards a person, a being comes when we fall in love with someone and say, I love you. So these three magical words, they change the hearts, they change your personality, they change your human existence. जब से ज़िंदगी है तब से प्यार है, और जब से ज़िंदगी है तब से हमें धोखा भी मिलता है. That is why the session is known as love and betrayal. And this love actually changes everything. We all know that love knows no boundaries. It has no language. इसकी कोई भाषा नहीं होती, इसकी कोई लिमिटेशंस नहीं होती, इसका कोई कास्ट नहीं होता, इसका कोई धर्म नहीं होता. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you live in, कहाँ पे आप रहते हैं और what language you speak. आप इंग्लिश बोलते हैं, हिंदी बोलते हैं, उर्दू बोलते हैं, बंगाली बोलते हैं, अमेरिकन बोलते हैं, hardly matters. There are the equivalents of those three words, I love you. And since times immemorial, ज़माने से and since childhood, we all have heard number of stories. We have even watched countless movies without realizing that one day it would become our lives. बचपन से लेकर के बड़े होने तक हमें इस बात का एहसास नहीं होता कि एक दिन वैसा भी आएगा जब हम भी किसी को अपना बनाएंगे और किसी से कहेंगे आई लव यू. एंड दोज थ्री मैजिकल वर्ड्स दे चेंज द लाइव्स. आज ज़िंदगी में आई लव यू से बड़ी कोई चीज़ नहीं है. वी आर ऑल एग्जिस्टिंग with these three magical words. Whether we love our parents, we love our teachers, we love our friends, we love our beloved, we love anybody, we love God. There are so many people who only love God. They say, I love you, God, and make me protected. So, I am sure this session is going to be very powerful in making you understand what is Keats, what is love, what is betrayal, in context, in paying tribute to John Keats. And yes, students, those beautiful words are not followed by the living actions. अगर हम उन आई लव यू के 3 मैजिकल वर्ड्स को फॉलो ना करें एक लविंग एक्शन के द्वारा, then there the confusion begins. Just see कि if you love somebody and if you don't get that reciprocation, आपको कितना इरिटेशन होता है, कितना आपकी एंग्जाइटी बढ़ती है, कितना आप परेशान होते हैं, कितना दुखी महसूस करते हैं. और वहीं पे आता है एक शब्द जिसका नाम है बीट्रेयल, धोखा. Love and betrayal are not the two sides of the same coin. Just like one man cannot serve two masters. And yes, it is not possible to forget someone whom you love deeply. उस इंसान को आप कैसे भूल सकते हैं जिससे आप बेइंतहा मोहब्बत करते हैं, बेइंतहा प्यार करते हैं, और जो आपकी जिंदगी है, जो आपका जीवन है, जो आपका संसार है. And if you are in true love, अगर आपको सच्चा प्रेम है जिसकी कोई परिभाषा नहीं होती, जिसका कोई थर्मामीटर नहीं होता, जिसका कोई ऑक्सीमीटर नहीं होता, बी प्राउड. आपको खुश होना चाहिए, आपको फीलिंग ऑफ प्राउड होना चाहिए अपनी फीलिंग्स के प्रति. एंड शाउट द वर्ल्ड, और आप चिल्ला के कह सकते हैं दैट यू कैन अनकंडीशनली लव समवन फॉरएवर एंड फॉरएवर एंड फॉरएवर. Then that is called true love, which actually Keats did with Fanny Brown. Love and betrayal have found the definitions in the rich literary history of nearly 5,000 years. 5,000 साल तक भी आप पा सकते हैं love and betrayal both. And various poets, innumerable poets, including lovers, because most of them they are themselves lovers, have sculptured, उन्होंने carve किया है in the purest of their forms by writing poetry since times immemorial. And the famous lines by poets, they never lie, and love according to them is eternal. Whether it may be Shelley, Wordsworth, Keats, Spencer, anybody, for everyone love is defined in a different way, but ultimately love always remains love. There are countless, numberless stories in literature which have witnessed love and betrayal. We have been watching movies who are totally based on love and betrayal. In our existing lives, we will find so many relationships where we are loving somebody and we get betrayal from time to time. And many writers have penned down their literary art in this genre by experiencing its purest form of love and betrayal. जहां लव है वहां धोखा भी हो सकता है. And one such major figure in the romantic era, whose unfinished and unprecedented love story always attracted millions of readers and researchers and teachers and students, none other than the bright star, and that bright star is John Keats, one of my favorite poet, of whom I am commemorating the 218th birthday, which just happened a day before. And let me tell you something about John Keats and how his story portray love and portray betrayal in his real life and in his works too. I am sure many people who might be listening and watching this video might have understood that yes, these are the poems where John Keats has nurtured these feelings. If I talk about November 1818, Keats, who had suffered from tuberculosis, had a great inferiority complex in his relationship with women, until he came out with that inferiority complex when he met Fanny Brown, and immediately he fell deeply in love with her. And this love students played कैटलिस्ट आप समझते होंगे, जब किसी चीज में किसी में हम आग लगा दें वो बहुत आगे बढ़ जाए. सो दिस गर्ल फैनी ब्राउन and his love for her played a real catalyst for the poem The Eve of Saint Agnes. And this poem is undoubtedly a great poem as far as Keats' sensuousness is concerned, and probably Keats was responsible for his creativity which he has shown in this poem. And one of the strongest reasons for his apparent misogyny was the relationship he had with his mother. Frances Jennings Keats poured, जो उसकी माँ थी, she poured affection without any restraint upon all her children while her husband Tom was alive. But shortly after his accidental death in 1804, she remarried and deserted her offspring. And this hasty remarriage was undoubtedly a staggering blow to her eldest son and the first shower of betrayal in Keats's life. I am sure you must have understood कि betrayal word या betrayal Keats की जिंदगी में शुरुआत कैसे हुई. And the idealized woman of his crucial early experience, beautiful and recklessly affectionate, had betrayed and abandoned him. And when his incredible flow of poetry was on its peak, Keats at the same time was happily in love and creating so many odes, ode to the nightingale, ode to autumn, ode to Psyche, and so many powerful odes which are supposed to be the best odes written in the world. He also, उसी समय उसको ऐसा भी डर था that love was destroying Keats by taking away his freedom. उसकी जो जिंदगी थी, उसकी जो फ्रीडम थी, वो कहीं न कहीं डिस्ट्रॉय हो रही थी. और रीज़न था बच्चों, प्यार. प्यार हमें बना भी देता है, प्यार हमें बिगाड़ भी देता है. सो वन हैज़ टू बी वेरी ब्रेनी. और जब हम प्यार में होते हैं तो शायद हमारा ब्रेन काम नहीं करता. This happens whether it is Keats, whether it is Einstein, or whether it is the greatest name in the world. Love is such a disease, love is such a poison, love is God, love is everything. And as a result, what happened by Keats basically underwent a self-imposed exile. उसने अपने ऊपर ही exile लगा लिया from the family by spending few months, maybe I think if I remember that was the month of July, it was the month of August, and even the month of September, July, August and September. And where? On the Isle of Wight, where he hoped to return to writing some of his major poems. फिर से वो आकर के उसने कहा कि अब मैं फिर शुरू करता हूँ अपनी पोएम लिखना. And to tell you, he started missing Fanny too much. जब हम एलिनेशन में होते हैं, हम किसी से प्यार कर रहे होते हैं, और जब हम कुछ लिखने जाते हैं तो उसी की पिक्चर हमारे मन, हमारे दिल, हमारे दिमाग में इतना शिकंजा बना लेती है कि हम उससे बाहर नहीं निकल पाते. एंड इन अक्टूबर, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर की तो मैंने बात बताई आपको. इन अक्टूबर ही रिटर्न टू वेंटवर्थ place and became engaged. slowly and steadily, we all know that he was also suffering from tuberculosis. So his increasing tuberculosis and a lot of financial constraints, restraints, despair, woes kept him from writing more and more. And the love continued to grow in his heart and was giving him a lot of pain day by day, which was increasing for Fanny Brown. And that pain which was increasing was for Keats a lot of pleasure. आप जब प्यार में होते हो और जब आपसे आपके बिलवेड दूर है और वो उस प्रकार से रेसिप्रोकेट भी नहीं कर पा रही है आपको, सो आपको उसी दुख में एंजॉयमेंट होता है, क्योंकि आपको ऐसा लगता है कि वही आपका जीवन है जो कीट्स के साथ हुआ और जो बहुत लोगों के साथ भी हुआ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, WB Yeats and his love for Maud Gonne. And Fanny Brown was undoubtedly, primarily, a very, very good influence on Keats as a man, as a poet. While she sometimes caused him great pain, great despair, great agony, great chaos in his mind, she served as the catalyst necessary for Keats to produce that sensuous poetry, to produce that pain in poetry written in the spring season. And as the disease became worse and worse, Keats began to weaken and had to be confined indoors. While in quarantine, हम लोगों ने क्वारंटाइन वर्ड सुना नया जब कोविड-19 हम लोग ने देखा. सो आई एम यूजिंग दिस वर्ड क्वारंटाइन बिकॉज ये एक प्रकार का कीट्स के लिए क्वारंटाइन ही था कि जब वो क्वारंटाइन में था एंड इन ग्रेट पेन था, इन ग्रेट डिस्पेयर था, दैट जॉन कीट्स फेल्ट टू वॉच हिज बिलवेड फ्रॉम अफार. And Fanny could not reciprocate his love in the same manner as he wished, as he wanted, and as his heart was desiring. For Keats, love was his religion. Keats के लिए प्यार ही उसका धर्म था, प्यार ही उसका भगवान था, प्यार ही उसका रिलीजन था. यहाँ तो हम कीट्स की बात करते हैं बच्चों. आप भी अगर प्यार में हैं या जो कोई भी है, तो आप देखेंगे कि प्यार जो सच्चा करता है वो एक्चुअली में उसका धर्म हो जाता है. एंड कीट्स वर्शिप्ड इट टिल हिज लास्ट ब्रेथ. अपनी जिंदगी की आखिरी सांसों तक उसने उस प्यार को हमेशा जिंदा रखा और अपने सांसों के साथ वो ले गया. एंड रेफरिंग टू फेनी ब्राउन्स threat of losing him and admitting he was at her mercy in his two poems, which actually inaugurate a short series of lyrics. And you must have read, students, a sonnet which begins with the line is, "The day is gone." And this sonnet dwells on the delicious pleasures of the moment. And what are those moments? So sensuous, sweet voice, sweet lips, soft hand. And the second poem which I remember to be quoted here is, "What can I do?" And this poem draws Keats' anxieties, which is unparalleled, unrivaled, which also gives a fascinating glimpse of the other sensations he wanted to encompass after giving up. And this poem, if you remember, ends with, "Enough, enough. It is enough for me to dream of thee." बहुत हो गया, बहुत सपने तुम्हारे देख लिए. क्यों? क्योंकि वो पागलों की तरह उसको प्यार करता था. He was madly in love with her and he used to express in his letters. Students, अगर आपको नहीं पता है तो मैं आपको बता दूं कि he has written innumerable love letters to Fanny Brown, and those letters, if you read, it is unparalleled in the history of English language and literature, believe me. I have read many of his love letters, and each of his love letters are a museum in itself. I still remember his few lines written to Fanny Brown, where जहाँ पे उसने लिखा है, "Do not threat me even in jest. I could be martyred for my religion. Love is my religion. I could die for that and I could die for you. My creed is love and you are its only tenet." Beautiful lines penned down by Keats. And the language in these lines is echoing the religious, dharmic references of his series and poems, which speaks of love, which speaks of his passion, his sensations. And when he decided to leave on October 19, he ended a letter to Fanny by saying that I cannot tell what I am writing. And in his sonnet, he appealed for mercy. At the conclusion, Keats recognizes that if Fanny does not return his feelings, she will make him like the knight in La Bella Dame Sans Mercy. And he wrote another poem, Bright Star, if you remember, if you have read in your graduation days. The poem Bright Star longs for steadfastness. And this poem was very different, and it recognizes and masters Fanny's power, destabilizing power. And Keats' story, his poems, is romantic, is passionate, romantic and passionate with blessings of love, and sealed with the curse of early death and longing for love. He died at a tender age of 26. Can you imagine, students? और लोग कहते हैं, रिसर्चर्स कहते हैं, प्रोफेसर्स पहले के कहते हैं कि जो उसकी डेथ हुई है उसके बहुत सारे कारण हैं, लेकिन एक बहुत बड़ा कारण है जो unreciprocated love, betrayal on the part of Fanny Brown. And tuberculosis तो था ही, और एक और पहलू है इसका, जब उसने हाइपरियन लिखा तो मार्केट में लोगों ने कहा कि feels that it is Miltonic, despite that he was a great follower of Milton and he wrote under the influence of Milton, तो वो Miltonic तो फील होता है, but it was original. तो उसको इतना पेन हुआ कि कुछ लोगों को ऐसा मानना है कि उसकी डेथ का एक बहुत बड़ा कारण ये भी था, and he was emotional. And as a student of literature, one must read Keats to know the real love and how his love can conquer and make death a sweet pain. हमें सबको कीट्स पढ़ना चाहिए. किस प्रकार से प्यार को उसने परिभाषित किया है, किस प्रकार से उसने प्यार को कॉन्कर किया है, किस प्रकार से उसने पूरे वर्ल्ड में अपने प्यार वाली पोएम्स के साथ अपनी फील, अपने सेंशुअसनेस, अपने सेंसेशंस को प्रदर्शन करके, उसको दिखा करके, वो तो मर गया लेकिन अपने पीछे छोड़ गया एक बहुत मीठा सा दर्द, जो दर्द आज भी आप उसको पढ़िए तो अगर आप इंग्लिश के स्टूडेंट हैं, लिटरेचर से आपको बहुत प्यार है, तो वो प्यार, वो दर्द आपको महसूस होगा फैनी ब्राउन के लिए, और आप उसको अपनी ज़िंदगी में भी उतार के ये देख सकते हैं कि अगर हम किसी से प्यार करते हैं और अगर हमें वो नहीं मिलता या कोई प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, सो वी एक्चुअली डिटोरिएट थ्रू मेनी पोर्शंस, माइंड, फिजिकली, टॉर्चुरली, मेंटली, इमोशनली, फिजिकली। वो बात अलग है बच्चों कि आज का ज़माना बहुत मटेरियलिस्टिक हो गया है, कैपिटलिस्ट हो गया है। वी fall in love, but most of the people may be materialistic, may be calculative. लेकिन जब जब सच्चा प्यार होगा तब तक, अगर हम कीट्स को जानते हैं, so we will owe to Keats, we will always pray that Keats undoubtedly was a god of poetry, was a god of love, and there can be equivalent to Keats, but no equal to Keats. With this session, with these words, I hope you all, my dear students and guardians, would have loved this session of Love and Betrayal. And this is a series, students, which I have thought of coming to you weekly, fortnightly, making it more convenient to you to have more knowledge with our lovers in the English history, with those people, with those poets, with those novelists or dramatists who have been in love and who got betrayal. So, my series is Love and Betrayal. So, this was the first session of Love and Betrayal. Do comment, do like, do share and subscribe the channel. And if you have any comments, ज़रूर से comment करिएगा. And always you are free to comment and to guide us कि सर मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, ऐसा ऐसा आप हमें यह भी बता सकते हैं कि सर लव एंड बीट्रेयल यहाँ पे भी है, so that I may also think about that and may come out with my research with you, with extempore sessions, all of you. I am sure you would all be happy because we are all human beings, we all love each other, and love नहीं तो जिंदगी नहीं. With these words, God bless you. Take care. Thank you.